Look, everyone had the chance to vote. Well, unless they're an expat. If you don't like it, get your coat. Brexit means Brexit, and that's that. Time to take authority, democracy in action. Leave in the majority, albeit a fraction. Alright, so no one had a plan, but it was clear as day to me. Time to stand up as an Englishman, regain our sovereignty. The only Brussels we require are platefuls of sprouts and taters, vacuum cleaners at full power and strong negotiators. I'm British through and through, like a stick of seaside rock. Look, I've got my ancestral DNA test for you. Blimey, that's a shock. 350 million on the side of a bus. Let's fund our NHS was the word. Apparently it included UK subsidies paid by us. So the real figure was nearer a third. Then we triggered Article 50, and about time too. Things started to get a bit shifty. Stuff we never knew. No one told us there'd be a bill. They kept that quiet as mice. Still, 40 billion for an EU divorce, cheap at half the price. No thanks to Gove and Nigel and Boris, the EU hold the winning hand. But at least we'll still have men dancing Morris and loads of brass bands. Like a cross between a pantomime and a Victorian farce, May's DUP bribe turned around and bit her on the arse. Borders without friction? Sounds like a work of fiction. Chances of that long term are looking pretty sparse. As the Spanish move to outflank, Gibraltar will grind to a halt. Wouldn't place a bet on their offshore banks. Yet another wall to vault. And what about immigration? I thought they'd get that fixed. It was part of the separation that our races wouldn't mix. Look, us plucky Brits will pick that fruit. We won't let it rot. We'll even staff the wards to boot. The wages are what? On our bids for European capital of culture, there's been a fortune spent. Why can I hear the sound of vultures? Why have they retracted their consent? Sure, we'll have to pay twice what we pay now for anything from over the sea. But with empty shelves and little choice, just think how quick the supermarket run will be. Fox has promised we won't be stricken. He's reasoning new trade deals, of course. America will send us loads of chicken with antibiotic seasoning and a chlorine sauce. We'll have to buy back the football clubs, the transport, power and water. No longer afford those nights in the pub, no thanks to Dracula's daughter. Think we'll be calling the shots. If we leave, we don't stand a chance. It'll be America and China more like than not, with sovereignty a fleeting glance. Opportunists sprung from Pandora's box while we stared at the distant past. Our only hope is to change the locks and hope that peace will last. Are we still in our empire's fortress? Does Britannia still rule the waves? Could you just check under the mattress for all that money we made from slaves? I'm afraid you're in for a shock. You'll be forever underage. Pensions may be triple locked, but not the retirement age. The EU court's jurisdiction gone overnight. The working time directive bites the dust. Law reforms could lose our human rights, working every hour just to earn a crust. If you can get a visa to travel, then by the time you get off the plane, with border checks, customs and grovel, it'll be time to come home again. The NHS runs on a shoestring. Expect no help from the banks. It'll be the Tories' wet dream to put it in the hands of the Yanks. We'll turn back the clock to our racist trends. Take to throwing rocks, let's not pretend. If we manage to export anything, it could take weeks to leave the country. With tariffs on everything, there'll be mutiny on the bounty. So welcome all to Poundland, with nothing left to spend, as we gather round the bandstand, alone among friends. So what do you think we'll see when we look back? Hammond accusing the enemy, Gove leading the pack, Juncker with his poker face, Barnier and his sneers, Davis and his disgrace, Rees-Mogg causing our tears. And who will we blame? Cameron for his gamble, Boris for political gain, Farage for this shambles, May for our pain, or our own gullibility with no phoenix from the flames, sealing an uncertain future in the face of a national rift, slowly unpainting the picture as we rushed to the edge of the cliff. Did we know what we were doing? Was it the blind leading the blind? For all that cheering and booing, could I change my mind?
Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do. To the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know when you saw me go, I was singing this song.